Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners,
bonjour.
welcome to Comme d'Archi Podcast Season 7.
Saison 7, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
And in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Depondt, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci.
Thank you
D'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
to be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hello my dear listeners, so glad to have you back today. Just so you know, the next architect's interview is coming really, really soon. I'm asking you to hang in there just a little longer. More and more of you are tuning in to us, and it really means a lot to me. You know, over the past 30 days, listening in the United States has actually topped that in France. So here's to you, my American friends. Thank you. And a big warm thank you to all of you as well. French, English, Brazilian, Canadian, German, Singaporean, Hong Kong, Irish, Israeli. You're in the top 10 of our listens today, and I'm proud of that. Japanese, Belgian, Dutch, Swiss, Italian, Algerian, Spanish, Congolese, Latvian, Luxembourgish. You're the foundation for the next 10. And what about Guadeloupe? You're the last ones on the long list of 65 countries that have tuned into us over the past 30 days. Come back and see us. It would make me so happy. Here, we're looking to open up the cultural landscape, not to water down local cultures, but to get to know them better and to value them more. We love unique ideas that build things up, traditions, just as much as contemporary creativity. Before we get into today's topic, my thoughts go out to the Philippines, which have been hit hard these past few weeks by natural disasters. I'm thinking about those bamboo houses, bae kubo, and that wonderful Bahian tradition, the spirit of community coming together to rebuild. This image really moves me. It speaks to something universal: architecture, as culture, as a grounding force, as a resilience. And it's exactly that idea of rooted culture that makes me want to talk to you today about France. We've just experienced something special, the National Architecture Days, built around the theme of the everyday, a day that's just barely coming to an end. A highlight meant to celebrate creativity, craftsmanship, and the building trades. But at the very same moment, another event steps in as a counterpoint, the much anticipated results of the competition for the Louvre new entrance. A contest that's highly symbolic and, above all, revealing. On October 10th, the Ministry of Culture announced the 5 winning design teams, and just like that, the verdict was in the London-based Amanda Levet Architects. The major New York firm, Dillers Cofidio, plus Renfro with Architecture Studio, the Japanese firm Sana, together with Dubuisson Architecture, Su Fujimoto, Tokyo and Paris, but mostly Tokyo, and finally, Seldorf Architects in New York, teaming up with Bayes landscape designers, 5 teams. not a single French name in the spotlight. French firms only end up playing second fiddle as the obligatory partner. And of course, the question pops up, what are they teaching these days in architecture schools in France that not a single national firm makes it into the top ranks of such a strategic competition? Just yesterday, as I was writing these lines, one of my architect clients stopped me to talk about that result and about Christophe Leray's article in Chroniques d'architecture, which jumped on the topic right away. Out of respect, I'll keep my client's name to myself, and he'll definitely know who he is if he's listening. He told me almost with a sigh, tinged with anger and discouragement. How is it even possible that not a single French agency comes out on top in such a high-profile competition? Have we really become nothing more than followers in our own country? Her comment was a spark, because deep down, this contest isn't just about competing ideas. It's a mirror held up to our French architectural scene. This competition is no small thing. It's not a media library or some regional facility. It's the Louvre, a place of global influence at the heart of our national story. And it's this symbol where deep divisions are coming to a head today. No recognition for French architects. Growing dependence on big international agencies, a vague feeling of being downgraded. Oh yes, that's true. Loving France today means shouting cock-a-doodle-doo. So that means being bitter, or so they say, hein? But 30 years ago, Mitterrand's big construction projects gave a whole generation of French architects the chance to shine all over the world. These days, the Louvre showing itself off in New York, Tokyo, London. So what? Ridiculous, obviously. Behind the symbolic question, there's something deeper. Money? The project's been announced at 135 million euros before tax in France. That means it'll be twice as much by the time it's done. Since the government no longer has the funds, they turn to private sponsors. Just like with Notre Dame, public commissions are fading away in favor of targeted sponsorship. There's also a deeper, more structural factor. Big foreign agencies have hundreds, sometimes even thousands of employees. French agencies, they've got maybe a few dozen people at most, except for the Arab group, of course. But on its own, it's not really an architecture firm. So, an uneven fight, a deeper, more systemic mechanism. The French scene is caught in a vice between a teaching approach that's heavily focused on frugality, reusing materials, working on a micro scale, and taking on a prestigious commission that demands monumentality, strategy, firepower. Young French architects are still every bit as talented. They're just geared up for something other than the Louvre. During the National Architecture Days, at Villa Cavrois, a striking architectural symbol of French modernity, a tour was highlighting the restoration. It was led by Zerme, an architecture association committed to reuse, local resources, and low-tech. All of that is noble, but also pretty telling when the dominant narrative, both in school and in practice, focuses on repurposing objects, materials, and on the aesthetics of simplicity. What's left of the art of building of that drive to create that once made our architecture great. Philibert Delorme, Viollet-le-Duc, Perret, Mallet-Stevens had a cultural vision, technical, even political, of architecture. Today, that vision's gotten blurry. Still, sustainability doesn't mean forgetting who we are. The Louvre competition isn't just about coming up with ideas. It's a showcase operation, a signal sent to the whole world. Let's be clear about it. It's basically shutting out French agencies. Christophe Leray, in his architecture column, puts it with raw irony. A growing reliance on private money, a devaluation of French know-how, a structural imbalance in public tenders, and a crisis of trust in our national scene. His article wraps up with this sharp provocation, setting the Louvre on fire, not to burn it to the ground, but to show just how much this contest lays bare the depth of the disillusionment. I'm not the only one who thinks that, and I'm saying it straight up. Yeah, I'm ashamed of this mess. Not of France, not of its heritage, but of this collective inability to bring out and support our own strengths. This isn't about shutting ourselves off. It's about demanding cultural consistency. You can be open to the world, and I truly am, while staying clear-eyed about what's crumbling here at home. So yeah, let's hold our heads high. Let's keep building even better, passing it on, and protecting the richness of our craft in construction. This is a time for restraint, yes, but not for erasing ourselves, not for forgetting our building culture, not for letting our voices disappear. Long live building, in both its substance and its symbolism, proud as can be. Dear listeners, thanks for tuning in. See you next week with another topic. Until then, take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to tune in to our previous content on Instagram at Comme d'Archi Podcast. If you like it, make sure to promote the podcast by giving it 5 stars on Apple Podcast and adding a comment, or on any of your favorite podcast platforms. And don't forget to subscribe and listen to all of our episodes for free. See you soon, and until then, take care of yourself.